Like many of you, we watch Bigfoot videos on the YouTube. Some are compelling, some are interesting, but the vast majority are not. Just a lot of jibber-jabbing and showing you things which are clearly not the handiwork of Sasquatch. If you're not going to study the ecology, wildlife biology, and the environment, why bother going out there? Because these are key things, components, if you will, to understand what you're seeing. That is some unsolicited sage advice for you. Welcome to part 2 of North Coast Sasquatch. This is Monster of the Woods, the Sasquatch in British Columbia, Canada. We are most pleased you could join us. Are you ready? Let's go. Let's say the Sasquatch are sentient beings, maybe even with higher cognitive functions, awareness, reasoning, are very complex thinking, able to think outside of the box, so to speak. In light of their ability to avoid most human interactions, at least ours, they must be highly intelligent, organized, know where the food is, how to survive with the humans encroaching on their world. From industry to the curious, humans are out there. This is Vancouver Island, world famous. Dr. John Bindernagel claimed Sasquatch were present here. We grew up near here, and I can tell you, we've never seen them or heard them. That does not mean they're not out there. Time to recap. We took Highway 19 from Campbell River heading north, ended up in the small little town of Port McNeill, waited for the ferry, which you see here. 25 minutes later, we find ourselves on Malcolm Island, entering into the sleepy little village of Sointula, famous on this coast. Google Sointula history. It's quite interesting. From there, following coordinates provided to us by a witness, before heading to our destination, we will stop at the local co-op store, pick up some provisions, check into our Airbnb, and get ready for the day ahead. We will start out early. And this is the road where it all transpired, allegedly. Claims by a few people on the island they have seen Bigfoot on this road and have heard strange howling, both in the day and night. One has to remind themselves every town, every village has a story. Usually it's about ghosts, hauntings, and some towns have a story about the Sasquatch, the Bigfoot. This is one of those places. And the stories, which we will not repeat, some are over the top, others are simply interesting. Long before the arrival of the Europeans, the indigenous people of this land gathered food here. And they spoke in whispers of the forest spirits, the evil ones, that were cannibals. It would consume you should you wander into the forest during the nocturnal hours. Seems far-fetched. A story, after all, can be fabricated. But sometimes those stories have a truth streaming through them. Hundreds of years later, people have claimed to see the Sasquatch on these very beaches. Here is a nature fact for you. Some call this whale rubbing beach. Why, you ask? Because whales come here and actually rub themselves on the rocks below the tide line. That is true. We maintain a silence, listening, recording audio, being very quiet, taking it all in. In 2015, on nearby Cormorant Island, residents recorded an incredible sound. You can Google that, alert-based Sasquatch. It's fascinating. The audio is really quite remarkable. Check it out. Following the GPS coordinates provided to us, we are at a location where people have claimed hearing howling, similar to those sounds recorded on Cormorant Island, described as loud, frightening, unlike anything they heard before. Remember, these people have been in nature for a long time. Perhaps it's fabricated information, but we don't think so. While here we look for tracks and anything unusual within the flora. This trail is used by wildlife and possibly by hunters. It's probably an old logging road. We don't expect to see or hear a Sasquatch. However, if a large creature like a Sasquatch was here, at one time, they would leave a trace, something, some type of sign. Nothing. It's mysterious. And then that possibility of spirit creatures creeps into our minds, although we find that extremely difficult to understand or even believe. Still, the mystery is profound the farther north you go. It becomes a little bit spooky. We get the feeling at times we're not alone in these woods. But again, as I've said repeatedly, we chalk it up to imagination. We hope it's our imagination. Really. There are places we travel to in British Columbia that you can sense the history. Such is the case here on Malcolm Island. In the early 1900s, a group of people came from Finland to establish a colony here, hoping to create somewhat of a utopian society. That never really worked out for them. They fished, they logged, and their history is intact. And perhaps some of their kin still live here. We wonder how life was for them. Did they encounter the Sasquatch? There are some 40,000 islands on the coast of British Columbia, from small to large. Some of these islands may have remnants of homesteads, a few dilapidated buildings, even fruit trees, where the people tried to make a go of it, but failed. The largest of the islands, of course, is Vancouver Island, where Sasquatch is quite the mystery. It's been searched, researched, written about by people like Dr. John Bindernagel, a wildlife biologist. That's a story for another time. Meanwhile, it's time for us to return to the city reluctantly. We leave behind Malcolm Island with a good feeling. We did what we could. We found no evidence of Sasquatch, but that's par for the course. That's almost becoming a cliche to us. Next time, when we're up here, we head to Cormorant Island and to Alert Bay to talk to villagers and see what they have to say about Sasquatch. As we look at these images of beautiful Vancouver Island, northern Vancouver Island, we are reminded of people that dedicated themselves to finding evidence, such as this man. And we dedicate this program to him in memory of Dr. John Bindernagel, an incredible person and beloved researcher. Thanks for watching. Remember, eyes open, cameras ready. Over and out.